Good evening and welcome to Unacademy. I welcome you all to a very important and new initiative, which is the monthly current affairs session. And we are going to start with art and culture. For the past 1 month, we have had different art and culture news in the vogue and in with regards to for a UPSC aspirant. Though art and culture volume is lower, but the topic is always more important because art and culture is becoming more and more dynamic over a period of time. I hope that you all are comfortable. In the next 1.5 hours, close to 2 hours, we're going to cover certain topics which were very important in the month of July. Every month, all of us are going to hold such sessions. We are starting with art and culture so as to give you a comprehensive outlook. Now, before we begin, do remember and do understand that a very interesting and very important offer has come through, which is the 17,999 offer. With 17,999, you automatically get a 12 months extension. And what is more interesting is if you take a 2-year or 3-year program, you also get the mains residential program. Once you clear prelims, you will be lodged by us, you will be taught by us. This is a guarantee after you clear your 2020-26 prelims in that regard. So 17,999 offer, as it is very, very important. Over and above that, 12 months extension. And you have to use the code IAS English, because if you don't use that, you will not be tagged to our team. So using the code IAS English is going to be very, very important. Now, for the PPT of this session, you have to join me in this Telegram channel. Just scan this QR code and you will get access to this PPT. Now, if everybody is here, I would like you to now tell me that can we begin? This has to be a two-way interaction. This has to be an interaction which you learn and revise in the same session itself, because I don't want you to go beyond this session to learn something other than that. We will learn, revise and understand everything here itself. So, is everybody here? Is everybody? I have the chat box there. Can we start? Yes? Yes, sir. Perfect. Okay, great. So, when I'm going here, I'm basically looking at the chat section. Great. Madhav says yes. So yes, it is. Okay. So the topics which we are going to cover today, we have two related to the UNESCO, which is one, an addition as a World Heritage Site, one, a nomination which has just come 2 days back. Then we'll talk about the Piprahwa relics, which were again in the news previously 2 months back, now again in the news. Thereafter, we got talk about Gangaikonda Cholapuram, a temple which was visited by the Prime Minister, again very important generally. And then we'll talk about a temple which has caused a war between two countries. Then the Paika Rebellion, which was again in the news because of a controversy, the NCERT revision which is happening. And we'll end with Jharkhand starting a very interesting project which is called the mining tourism project in that regard. So the idea is very simple. I'll give you the larger context first, then we'll go into the details, then we'll revise, and then we'll move on. Very good, Anushka. So the first topic which we have to understand is the Sarnath sites being nominated for UNESCO World Heritage. Now, there are 3 to 4 terminologies here which I have to explain to you first, because Sarnath was already part of the tentative list. It was already a part of the tentative list. So if it was already a part of the tentative list, then what is this word nomination mean? That is a very important question for you, because if it was already a tentative list, you can say site, then what does this concept of the nomination mean? Now, just to give you basic details here, see, understand one thing. India as a country, what it does first is that it first nominates an inventory. That inventory, when it is added to the UNESCO list first, it is added as in the tentative list. I'll give the technicalities of this also, but it is in the tentative list. Now, when it is added to the tentative list, it only means that there is a list of sites which the UNESCO committee is going to consider by the country India. This does not mean that it is in the representative list. It just means that there is now a list of sites which India would like the ICOMOS or the UNESCO or the World Heritage Committee to see. This is not a complete process. Now, the Sarnath sites have been in the tentative list for a very long time. For a very, very long time. Since 1988, it has been in the tentative list. But what India has done 2 days back is, it has said that for the year 2025-26, when the UNESCO World Heritage Committee is going to meet, we are nominating this site as our most important site to be considered. So therefore, why is this news important is because since 1998, not 1988, 1998, since 1998, Sarnath has been in the tentative list. Now it is being nominated for the next cycle. The next topic which we are going to discuss, which is the Maratha military landscape, they were nominated for 2024-25. This is nominated for 25-26. So basically, what we have understood till this point is, there are 3 stages in which a site becomes a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we have to understand where Sarnath was. First step is making an inventory, making a list of topics which you and me consider very important, which the government of India would like us to nominate. Then it is added to the tentative list of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Sarnath sites were in the tentative list since 1998. Thereafter, the World Heritage Committee takes up certain nominations out of the tentative list. That is where the concept of this nomination comes through. Tell me one thing. Through this process, can I say that Sarnath is a World Heritage Site? If this has happened, yes, 2 days back, can I say that Sarnath is a World Heritage Site? Yes or no? The answer is no. It is just a tentative site in the tentative list of the World Heritage Committee. It has to be added to the representative list. Very good. So this aspect of representative aspect is something which we have to wait for. So the first aspect is, what has happened? Sarnath has been nominated within the tentative list for this year's World Heritage Committee. Samir, why it cannot be called that it is a World Heritage Site? Because it is in the tentative list. It is not in the representative list. Only when somebody moves, when a site moves out of tentative to representative, then it is called a World Heritage Site. It is not a World Heritage Site because it is just a tentative list site which has not been given the tag. It's like a movie getting nominated for the award and thereafter getting the award. So this is a nominated site. Okay, so first part is clear via Samir what he asked. Now, the second question is, why is this site important? Because now, from the architectural point of view, from the context of cultural history, we now need to be clear. From the concept of art and culture, we have to make sure that we know why it is important. Now, one of the most important reasons why Sarnath is considered generally important is because Buddha gave his first sermon here. The moment in Buddhist history which is called as Dharma Chakra Paravartana, which is the Dhamma or the Dharma wheel turning, is considered to have happened in Sarnath. Sarnath has had different names through inscriptions, which it has been sometimes called Rishi Parva, it has been called Mrigdava, it has been called Mrigdeya, but the name which it takes out today is from the Sagar Grantha, which is the Lord of the Deer. Deer is the symbol of Buddha, so the name comes from there. Now, there are also 5 very, very, very important, you can say, monuments here, which you should know. You should know. Sure, mood. So, first is called Dhemek Stupa. The second one is called the Dharma Rajika Stupa. Then there is the Sarnath Ashokan pillar. Thereafter, we have the monasteries which exist till today. And last is a very interesting thing which is linked to the Mughals, which is the Chaukhandi Stupa, which was built by a very interesting personality. We'll talk about it. Now, first is Dhemek Stupa. Now, Dhemek Stupa is considered to be built on the same or on the exact place where he gave his first sermon. So, it is believed that the first sermon was given here, and something very important, it does not follow a conventional design of a stupa. Meaning, if you look at the stupa design, it is a cylinder. It is a cylinder. And stupas are not cylinder. Stupas have the concept of an anda with a medhi and thereafter yashti and chhatra. Neither is the yashti or chhatra or harmika here. What is there is a very interesting cylindrical stupa. It is an exception within the stupa architecture. That is why Dhemek Stupa is generally remembered and is taught also. So the idea is Dhemek Stupa should generally be remembered also. We do it in class also because it is an exception in stupa design. Unlike having a hemispherical or semi-hemispherical, what is called as anda, medhi, harmika and yashti and chhatra, it does not have any of that. Does not have any of that. Thereafter, this is done. Thereafter, we have the Dharma Rajika Stupa. Now, Dharma Rajika Stupa, however, mostly does not survive. What we see here is only the ruins of it. We can see the medhi of it, which is the base on which it was made. So, just to mark it properly for you, this is the medhi on which it was made. There would have been a anda here like this, but it does not survive now. It does not survive now. And we have also smaller stupa designs which used to be here, which are now broken. It is believed that Ghazni, when he entered this sector, he destroyed most of these monuments in that regard. But it is believed to be a very important stupa because it had the original relics of Buddha. So the relic-based understanding, within the anda there used to be relics, it was destroyed. So when we talk about the Dharma Rajika Stupa, again, built during the Mauryan, post-Mauryan period, most of them, these two are known quite a lot. See, this and this, what is the most important aspect is something from Sarnath is used by the government of India also, which is, if you look at the Sarnath, which is the national emblem also without the inverted lotus or rather the lower abacus, Sarnath Ashokan pillar, which again does not survive, had this capital figure. So we have the lower abacus, we have the upper abacus or platform, and we have the capital figure being 4 lions, and this is the emblem without this. Without this. The national emblem is till this point with regards to the Dharma Chakra Parivartana Chakra also, and the lions in that regard, something which came in the examination also recently with regards to lion imagery, which came in the mains examination. Now, this is the most interesting out of this whole sector, which is called the Chaukhandi Stupa. This is the Chaukhandi Stupa. Chaukhandi Stupa. Now, it is believed that the stupa was there, but later the octagonal structure which you see here, was made by actually Todarmal's son. It was made by Govardhan, the son of Raja Todarmal. And when Humayun visited this site, when he was coming back from Battle of Chausa, he actually asked this octagonal tower to be added. So what is interesting here is that this is a Mughal structure added by Govardhan, son of Todarmal, and this octagonal tower was added over a stupa itself. Over a stupa itself. And this is where this topic becomes very interesting, because somehow it covers the whole history of ancient and medieval, giving us a very continuous spaced understanding. So, for the examination, do understand the following things. Now I am consolidating and revising. Can we do this? Can we do these two things together now? If everybody is on the same page with me? Anushka, Sushant, they have not survived because they were destroyed either in battle or specifically. Yes? Madhav says yes. Interval. So we are now consolidating and revising so that you don't have to do it later. So what are the facts which have to be remembered? This is a standard procedure which I follow in CNA also. I'll do it here also. I'll do it in UCAN also. I'll do it in class also. Now, first is Sarnath 1998 tentative list site. Tentative list site. Thereafter, what do we have to remember? It has been nominated for 2025-26 cycle. Thereafter, what we have to remember is that Dhemek Dharma Rajika Sarnath capital and Chaukhandi Stupa. All are related to Sarnath. These two have their origin in the Mauryan period. This is related to the Mughal period. Will you be able to remember this for the examination? Will you be able to? Remember this? Can I say that this topic is complete? Yes? Yes, sir. Very good. So you now remember it also. You also have now revised with me. We've learned it, we've revised it. Perfect. Very good. Now, the second topic, which is related to, again, UNESCO. Why are the names of Sarnath? You don't have to remember the other names of Sarnath. Don't have to, Anushka. Really don't have to. Because that will be too much information for you. What is the step that moves from tentative representative list? Okay, good question. See, the difference between being in tentative list and representative list. The difference between these two is very simple. The UNESCO World Heritage Committee in their meeting have to recognize it or award it. This understanding. So it can remain in tentative list for a very long time. And it has been since 1998. Make sense? Raghavendra, clear? What I mean by this concept of tentative, representative, and the difference between these two concepts. Yes? Okay. Now, the second topic which we have to discuss is a tentative list site which was added to the representative list. Rightly so, which is the Maratha military landscape. the Maratha military landscape together, basically 12 forts together, was nominated to the tentative list for 2024-25, and it was awarded this, and in turn this means that this site, the Maratha military landscape of India, is now a World Heritage Site. Is now a World Heritage Site. Now, before I move forward, I want you to answer one question. I want you to answer one question. I really want you to do that. So pay attention. You have to write the answer in the chat box. Out of these three, which are UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Sarnath, Maratha military landscape, Shantiniketan. Which one, which two, which three are World Heritage Sites? You have to give me 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, what? You all are just giving me this. Which is Maratha military landscape. Do you remember? No. Both of them are Hoysaleshwara temples, Shantiniketan. In the last cycle, 2 and 3 only. This is a tentative site. These two are representative sites. I again said this is a tentative site. So therefore, I cannot say that it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This has been added recently. This was added last year. So, Maratha military landscape, Shantiniketan, the concept of Hoysaleshwara temples, standard. This is again checking your knowledge for the past 1.5 years. So you should remember at least from Ramappa temple. You should remember Ramappa temple. You should remember Hoysaleshwara temple. You should remember Shantiniketan. You should now remember the Charadeva Maidans, and thereafter now this Maratha military landscape. The last major addition was the Charadeva Maidans. Maidam has now been topped up with the Maratha military landscape. So these 5 should be in your understanding. Minimum, please. Right? Okay. So Maratha military landscapes have been now added into the representative list. Now the question is, what do I mean by Maratha military landscape? What is Maratha military landscape? We have discussed this in CNA also, but we'll repeat it here for the concept of continuity. These 12 forts together, out of which only one, which is in Tamil Nadu, all are in Maharashtra, are called Maratha military landscape. Salher, Shivneri, Lohagad, Khanderi, Raigarh, Rajgarh, Pratapgarh, Suvarnadurg, Pahalna, Vijayadurg and Sindhudurg. Now what is more important is that all of them are not the same type of fort, and they are all not in the same administration also, which is out of them only 4 are under the Maharashtra government ASI, and the other 8 are managed by the ASI centrally. So these are centrally controlled, these are state controlled. But the question is, if that is the case, what is their uniqueness? And this is what you have to remember. See, Salher, Shivneri, Lohagad, Rai or Raj, along with Ging, these are all hill forts. These are all hill forts. They are all on hills. They are basically made on the top of the hill, very strategically located. Pratapgarh is a hill forest, meaning it's a small mount, small hill along with forest landscape in which Pratapgarh has been made. Pahalna is hill plateau, means there's a plateau and on that the fort has been made. But the hill complex in and around it makes it again impregnable. Vijayadurg is a coastal fort. I'll show you the images. Vijayadurg is a coastal fort, means it is on the beach, on the coast. And Khanderi, Suvarnadurg and Sindhudurg are island forts, which is there was an island, they built a fort on it. Now let's try to understand each of them in the best way possible. See, when we talk about Lohagarh, you can see how Lohagarh is on a hill itself. And this was not something which the Marathas were the first to occupy in that regard. This was occupied by different dynasties before the Marathas. Marathas, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj captured it in 1648. Very important to control the landscape of this sector. If you hold this fort, then you hold this sector very well. Thereafter, Suvarnadurg. See, Suvarnadurg is a island which was fortified. Marathas, along with the Cholas, only two dynasties to have very powerful navies. This was important for two reasons. First, to control the Maharashtra coast, but at the same point of time, very important to undercut the Europeans. So these forts in that regard again hold a lot of importance because they made the Arabian Sea the sea of the Marathas. Now, this was again a fort which was made by the Adil Shah, which is the Bijapur dynasty, and later, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj captured it. It will also become the most important space where the Maratha fleet used to be there, and Kanoji Angre, who is considered to be the Shivaji of the sea, used to operate from here. Very interesting site again. Thereafter, if you look at Sindhudurg, again, Sindhudurg made on the sea itself. Again, these are called the forts on the sea. Very, very, very well made, survives till today. And the way it was made at that, even coastal erosion was not able to take away the bricks. Again, this was not constructed before the Marathas. This was constructed by the Marathas itself. Main objective was to undercut the Europeans in this sector. Thereafter, if you look at it, Vijayadurg is on the coast. If you see, it is a coastal fort, considered to be the site from which they used to supply to Sindhudurg, Suvarnadurg and Khanderi. That way is quite interesting and important. Used to be a fortified settlement which was used to supply the island forts. Last is Khanderi. Khanderi, this is a very well-known site. You can get a boat from Bombay or Mumbai. From Mumbai to Khanderi, you can go via boat. There's a small observatory here also. And again, very interesting site. All these three together, which is Suvarnadurg, Vijayadurg and all these four together, Vijayadurg, Suvarnadurg, Sindhudurg and Khanderi, made the Maratha coastline very, very strong. Nobody would dare touch this coastline in that regard. Thereafter, we have Pahalna. Just to, not without showing, Pahalna is what type of site? Just to check if you're listening to me or not. Pahalna is what type of site? Or what type of fort is it? It is what? A fort which is made on what? Come on. Very good. Hill plateau. Very good. It's a hill plateau. Hill plateau. Good. So you are listening. Very good. So Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj made it again important to hold on to that sector. Then you have Pratapgarh. Pratapgarh is important for one reason. If you want to control the Par Pass in the Western Ghats, you have to hold on to Pratapgarh. Pratapgarh that way was, you can say, still you can see how majestic it is. The way it was, if you hold Pratapgarh, you hold the whole sector because it is on a very good height and you can see the landscape at least till 20, 25, 30 kilometers in that regard. And that is where on the banks of the river Neera and Koyna, Par Pass used to be controlled through this. Then, this is a site which has been in the news quite a lot recently, Salhar. Salhar or Salher is very important because people nowadays trek. This is one of the most difficult sites or forts to breach into. Impregnable because it is on the climb is straightforward, steep. Vertical climb is there. And if you hold the top, nobody can actually come up. That is where very, very, very important in that regard. Thereafter, the birthplace of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj himself, which is Shivneri. This site is preserved because of the importance of being the birthplace of a stalwart statesman who has been par excellence in the Indian context. Then we have two sites which were the capitals. Rajgarh. Rajgarh Fort was the capital for 26 years. After that, the capital was shifted to Raigarh. So 26 years, Rajgarh. After that, Raigarh. Both have been the capitals of the Marathas in that regard. Last but not the least is from Tamil Nadu, something which even Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj used to say that nobody can breach, which is the Gingi fort, which is the Troy of the East. Very difficult to breach into if you are holding onto Gingi. So, now again, let's revise plus consolidate. Can I do that? Yes or no? Can we consolidate and revise? Yes? Great. 12 forts together called the Maratha military landscape. The most important slide for you is this one, which is you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forts which are hill forts, plus 1 which is a hill forest, plus 1 which is a hill plateau, plus 1 which is a coastal, plus 3 which is a island. You have to know what type they are because it will be important for the examination. They can ask you which two, which three, which one is what and in what context it is there. Either statement-based question. If not a statement-based question, it is most probably going to be a question which is based on the understanding of how they are placed. So it will be either 1, 2, 3, 4, which of the following, or you should remember their names because that will help you there. Statement-based questions can ask you the context ones. Can I say that these two topics are over? UNESCO, two major developments in the past 1 month in that regard. Two topics done. One Sarnath, tentative. The other one Marathas, representative. Clear everyone? Sorted? Yes, sir. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now this topic again was in the news because in the Aprilish May period, because the Piprahwa relics were being auctioned in London, and these relics are considered to be the most holiest of relics of Buddhism. Why? Because it is believed that the Shakya clan, out of which Gautam Buddha himself comes through as Siddhartha, that clan made a stupa at Piprahwa, and inside that they put in these relics. Relics, see, not all stupas have relics, but the initial ones do. 8 major are considered. Piprahwa is one of them, after Lumbini in that regard. Now, these Piprahwa relics The story is very simple, and it is a story of colonialism. There's a person called Pepe, who was a manager, an engineer for the East India Company and the British. He is going to excavate this site. He was surveying this site. He will find the Piprahwa stupa, and thereafter he is going to take the relics from it, and then the British government of India is going to claim you can't keep it. Two copies were made. One was kept in some part in Kolkata Museum. Originals were taken to London, and from there they were being auctioned. Indian government got to know, we stopped it, but why we are discussing it right now is because we have been able to bring back these relics. The Ministry of Culture has successfully brought back the relics of Lord Buddha to its rightful place, which is in India. Now, the story is of Pepe, a person who was not basically initially an East India Company engineer, later will become a very important engineer of the British government of India also, a estate manager and engineer who excavated this site, and when he found the gemstones, he kept them. When he kept them, the British Crown then claimed under 1878 Indian Treasures Trove Act that you have to hand it over to us. Some of the precious stones were kept by the government, which is British government of India. Some was kept by Pepe. Some was sent to the what we call as Kolkata Museum at that given point of time. Most probably we got the fakes. They took the originals. And that is one of the reasons why they were being auctioned by Sotheby. Sotheby was auctioning it because it is very precious in that regard. Now, if you look at the relics, these are all gemstones and precious stones which were related to Buddha. It was donated by his clan to him. So that is why it is important. So now this has finally reached back to India. There are also certain Brahmi script based inscriptions which were also there that have also been brought back. This is a successful story of how our heritage, which was taken by the colonials, was given back to us or has now been handed back to us. So Piprahwa relics is an example, is a story of how it is important that we identify these things and bring them back. Because for Buddhists and for Buddhism, this was very, 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 very important. So again, was in the news 2 to 3 months back. Now again in the news because it was bad. Now, what to remember out of this? You have to remember what is a relic. Relics are objects which were either given to Buddha, used by Buddha, or donated to Buddha. Do we have to remember? No, you don't have to read the Treasure Troves Act, of no purpose to you. Then, when you have understood the relic concept, Piprahwa, where is it? Or rather, why was it in the news? And the British colonial looting is the reason why in turn it led to its, you can say, exit from India. Again, smaller topic, easier topic, nothing out of the box. Sorted with regards to this? Yes. Next two are heavier. This one is easy. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, the fourth topic which we will discuss is related to a temple which was in the news. Gangaikonda Cholapuram, a city, very important town created by Rajendra, and Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple, both were in the news because of the fact that the Prime Minister visited it when he was in Tamil Nadu recently. Perfect. Thank you, Rahul. I am glad, or I'm really grateful that you have sent this message to me, and I'm glad that you like it and you're finding it useful. That was the whole purpose of it. Thank you so much for it. Now, Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Now we need to know temple, architecture. We need to also know who is the Chola ruler who's related to it. And we need to now know certain specificities, because now in the examination it can be asked as a statement based question. So first, the question with regards to why are we discussing this? We are discussing this because the Prime Minister visited it. Second, who constructed it? Where is it? It is in Tamil Nadu. Construction, Rajendra Cholapuram. Now I'll tell you one thing very clearly. If you will give a prompt to Gemini, to ChatGPT, or to Google, it may also say Raja Raja. But what that AI is doing is it is mixing up two sites. The Brihadeshwara temple in Thanjavur by Raja Raja, which is the original Brihadeshwara temple, and this side Gangaikonda Cholapuram is also sometimes called Brihadeshwara temple. But this is Brihadeshwara temple at Gangaikonda Cholapuram, that is Brihadeshwara temple at Thanjavur. And therefore, there is a chance you may get the wrong information. So please understand one thing, check in the examination also, Brihadeshwara temple, where is it saying? Though this is not called Brihadeshwara in most cases, it is called Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple only, but you may get this information. So don't think that either I am telling you the wrong facts or some other book is telling you wrong facts. It is just that AI collates it from certain, you can say, websites. On the website itself, it is given wrong. That is why it is happening. Right. So, who constructed it? Rajendra Chola I. Now, why is it called Gangaikonda Cholapuram? Because Rajendra Chola is the only one who crossed the Narmada, rather the Narmada line you would say, and fought with the Palas, defeated the Palas in the Bengal sector, and brought in pots of water from the Ganga. And thereafter, to commemorate his victory, he shifted the capital out of Thanjavur to Gangaikonda Cholapuram. The Chola who captured or conquered the Ganga, Gangaikonda Chola. So Gangaikonda Cholapuram is a city which celebrates his victory and was the new capital after he came back from this victory. This is the basic facts of who, what, and why is it called Gangaikonda Chola. This is the basic facts. Now comes the question to architecture. Now, when we talk about architecture, you first need to know what are the basic features of Dravida style temples. Dravida style temples, because it will exhibit all of that. So first, we have the Gopuram. Gopuram, which is the entry gate. Then you have the boundary wall. Thereafter, you have the main Garbhagriha. Then you have the Vimana, which is the Shikhar of south, and this is called the Shikhara, which is the topmost point of the Vimana. Then you will have the Mandap and the Ardha Mandap. And then we'll also have a water tank. We'll also have the water tank. The imagery is going to be fierce because it is a temple structure which represents power. And at the same point of time, what we will see here is the concept of a non-clusterization Panchayatan and Parakrams. Parakrams are pillared hallways which are either within the temple structure or outside. Dwarpal means a protector, a guard, Dwarpal. Now, these things can be seen in the Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple also. This is Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. Now, let's mark these features here. I think you can't see that. Yeah. This is what? You have to tell me. This topmost point is what? Come on. Topmost point. Very good. Is the Shikhara. This is what? Viman. This is Garbhagriha. This is Mandapa. This is Ardha Mandapa. This is Gopuram. This is Parakarams. And there is a water reservoir. No, this is not Gopuram. One second. Gopuram is this. This is Parakaram. And there is a water tank here also. And this is the boundary wall. This is the boundary wall. So all the features are there. All the features are there. Just to give you more context, if I look at it from the front, Gopuram, Vimana, Shikhara, and Parakarams, and you can see the grandeur of the temple. So, known for its very high Viman and what is called as the Shikhar. I hope that now Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple at least now gives you an understanding what makes a Dravida temple Dravida. Right? Best example of Dravida style in that regard. Right? Anybody has any issue in this? Anyone? Because then I'll move on to the peculiarity and we'll end this topic. Anybody has any issue in understanding what is a Dravida style temple? How does it get represented here? I want everybody's understanding. Yes, sir. You can move on, sir. We are sorted. Everything is clear. Right? Okay. No issues whatsoever? Great. Now, we know that it is a Dravida style temple. We also know that it has a very tall Vimana, close to 200 feet in that regard. We also know that it is topped by a Shikhar, which is a cupolic dome. This, what you see here, this very beautiful cupolic dome. And what is the site known for? Is known for its grand statue of Nandi, the sacred bull of Lord Shiva, and the Nandi faces Lord Shiva's Garbhagriha in that regard. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site along with the Etraveshwara temple and the Brihadeshwara temple at Thanjavur. Meaning all three are Chola sites are what is called as World Heritage Sites. Now, before I consolidate this, I have to again check your knowledge. Can I do that? Can I do that? I have to check your knowledge. Out of these four, which are World Heritage Sites? And I'll keep on doing this from time to time. Come on, tell me. Out of these four. Madhav says only 1, 2, and 3. Anushka is saying all. Anyone else other than them? 3. Parakram is pillared hallways which are around the temple or around the Garbhagriha. All. Parakrams I already told you, Ghanshyam. Not everybody is answering. Come on, everybody should answer. 3 to 1, not 4. Chennakeshwara temple, Ramappa temple, Gangaikonda Cholapuram, Maratha military landscape. 3 all, 1, 2, and 4. All, sir. 1, 2. Okay. You all have to revise your art and culture current affairs quite a lot. Maratha military landscape, yes. Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple, part of Chola assemblage, yes. Ramappa temple, yes. Chalukyan sandbox technology. Chennakeshwara temple is also there because it is related to the Hoysalas. Hoysala temple assemblage. Chennakeshwara temple. Answer is all. You have to revise these things. A lot of you are getting 0, clean bold, LBW, standard things. Very standard thing. So have to remember this. These are very straightforward, simple questions where your 2 marks are given. Just because of certain lapse in judgment or because you did not take these things seriously, you will lose marks. Now, what have we done till this point? 4 topics. Let's do a mini revision. Can I do that? As we do it in UCAN, as we do it in class, mini revision. You are going to fill in the information. I am only going to tell you what did we do. Right? We first discussed Sarnath. Dharma Chakra Parivartana, first sermon. I need the name of the 4 sites which we discussed under Sarnath. Come on, tell me. What are the 4 names of the places which we discussed under Sarnath? You have to be quicker. You have to answer. Come on. Quick. 4 sites at Sarnath which we discussed. Just checking short-term Gajini effect, if is there or not. Very good. Dhamek, Dharma, Rajika, Ashokan, Pillar, and last the Chaukhandi Stupa. Nothing out of the box. Then we discussed Maratha military landscape. I need the name of the 3 island forts. What is the name of the 3 island forts? 3 island. Again, waiting for your answer. Sindhu, Swarna, Khanderi. Very good. Sindhu, Durg, Suvarna, Durg, and Khanderi. Very good. Now, we discussed Piprahwa. Can you tell me the person who was the estate manager who picked up the original Piprahwa relics? Come on. Yes, very good. An officer, a surveyor of the British Government of India. Very good. So last, before we go to the next topic, last is we've discussed Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Okay, who made the Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple? Come on. Very good. Rajendra Chola. He defeated the Palas. That is why it's called Gangaikonda Cholapuram. And it is the very good specimen of Dravida style. It is a World Heritage Site and has a grand Nandi. Can we now move on to the next 2 topics? Yes? Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good, sir. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, this temple, rather, site, I would say, called the Preah Vihear. It is basically Preah Vihar, but because it is in the, you can say, Cambodian language or in the Thai language, it becomes like that. Will take place every day. No, on Saturdays and Sundays, we will discuss these monthly current affairs. 6 o'clock. You will get a schedule. You just have to subscribe to our channel. You will get a notification for that. Don't have to worry. Now, the Preah Vihar temple actually was in the news because Thailand and Cambodia recently fought a mini war over it. And though people don't really know about this temple too much, even the ICJ has given a judgment on it. It has a very interesting history. Cambodia and Thailand have an 800-kilometer boundary, but this is a point of contention because of its cultural value. Now, first let's try to understand what is or why is it so important, what is the reason for it. I'm giving you bird's eye view understanding, I'm giving you an understanding generally. See, this was British India, and till Burma, British India used to be there. Burma used to be part of British India till 1935. Thereafter, there was a sector here which is called which is called Siam, which is called basically Thailand. Thailand was called Siam dynasty, as it is called, Thai dynasty, Siam dynasties. And later this area will go under the French. This whole area will go under the French. So Thailand was never properly captured by the British because it was considered to be a buffer state between the British and the French. But the story goes even before that. In the story where you had the Siam and the Cambodians used to be having what is called as the Khmer dynasty. The Khmer dynasty and the Thai dynasty. Now, for a very long time, they had a very good relationship with one another. But thereafter, what happened was that the Thai started to dominate the Cambodians. But there was no real issue till in 1904, after the consolidation of the sector by the French. There was this temple which was on the border. It was taken in 1904 by the French and added to the Cambodian map. Considered to be sacred for both Thai and the Cambodians. This was added into the Cambodian map. 1907 map of the French Indochina actually shows this temple as part of the Cambodian sector, not of the Thai sector. But as you can see, it is intertwined in the history, pre-colonial history, which is this one. This is pre-colonial and this is colonial. And this is colonial. Now, when in 1953 Cambodia got independence, naturally it wanted to station its border guards and its army on the border, which included this temple. But when the Cambodian authorities went to this temple, they saw that the Thai forces were already there. Thailand claiming that this was always our site, the French took it from us, we will claim on it. It is in this context that Cambodia went to the International Court of Justice at Hague in Netherlands, and the ICJ in 1962 gave a judgment under which this area was given to Cambodia because the last known map of 1907 was held by the French, was showing this site as a Cambodian site. But since then, Thailand and Cambodia have fought over it because it's a strategically located hill on which this Shiva temple is. So the story is very simple. Friction between two dynasties, the Thai and the Khmer. Later Thai dominate, but one goes under colonialism, the other one doesn't, becomes a buffer state for French and British. And the French then capture this territory, add it to the map itself. And later when the independence comes through, confusion prevails, Cambodia takes it to the ICJ and the judgment says it is ICJ sector. It is ICJ sector, therefore Cambodian sector. It is under the understanding of the International Court of Justice. So, I'll give you the details now. I'll give you the basic understanding. I'll give you the details now. The Preah Vihear temple in Thai is known as Phar Vihan, both important for Thailand and Cambodia both. 800 kilometers border, the Thai and the Khmers used to have a very cordial relationship. However, the power shifted when the Thai started to dominate the Khmer, and one of the Thai kings will kidnap and behead a Khmer dynasty ruler, and this relationship will become sour. Cambodia will then get locked in by two different dynasties which were anti, which is on one side you have Thailand, the other one Vietnam, which used to be under the Nguyen emperors. Nguyen and Thai did not like the Cambodian Khmers. However, when the Cambodian sector will go under to the French map will have 1904 map will have this site under it because Cambodia will become a part of the Indo-Chinese sector. However, when they will get independence in 1953, the Thai were already there. And that is where in 1962, the ICJ was, basically Cambodia took this issue to the ICJ, and the judgment said that the Cambodians hold this sector. Thereafter, it has been a bone of contention for both of these governments. This is the politics of it. This is the politics of it. Now, before I go to the temple design, what you have to understand is that this conflict will remain, though there is a authoritative judgment already on it also. Now, why is this temple considered important? Because on the mountain range, it is the Dongrek mountain range, as you can see. It is very well strategically located. This temple does not survive. It is in ruins in that regard. But it's a Shiva temple with the very interesting, you can say, Gopuram type design. It is called the 5 Gopuras or gateways. You can see it here. The 5 gateways which were there. This makes this whole, you can say, a sector very unique. This understanding also very unique in that regard. The idea is very simple. You have to remember the following. Before we move on to the Paika Rebellion, the last 2 topics, what do you have to remember? You have to remember Cambodia versus Thailand. You have to remember Indochina, French colony, 1904 border settlement, 1907 map. You have to remember the Gopuras or the 5 Gopurams, which make it very important. You have to remember 1962 ICJ judgment and Cambodia holding it under that order. Anybody has any issue in this? Anyone? Where did the IS officer go? Deepak. He had written, who are you? I am IS officer of Muzaffarpur. Sorted, everyone? Can I move to the last 2 topics? I am most probably fake IS. Clear? Okay. Now you know that the NCRTs are getting revised recently. The NCRTs are getting revised. Under the NCRT revision, 8th class NCRT was also revised. And now we have a new NCRT which is called Exploring Society, something like that. Exploring Society. Now, interestingly, within that revision, the Paika Rebellion of 1817 was removed from the NCRT for some reason. And this in turn has led to a political storm because former Odisha CM Naveen Patnaik has argued that this is uncalled for because Paika Rebellion has no controversy. It is a very important rebellion against the British, which originated in the Odisha sector. Now, a prima facie looking at it, it actually makes no sense also because there is no real logic to it. Because if there was, for example, a Mughal angle or some other type of angle, it would have made sense. But for some reason, there was no reason given and Paika was removed. But for us now, Paika becomes important because we need to know the details of it. Details of it. But before we do that, can I again test your retention? Can I do that? Randomly, I'm doing that so that I can check if you're remembering things or not. Can I check your retention for UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Ready or not? Sure, sir. Very good. Okay. Which of the following are UNESCO intangible heritages? Intangible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Intangible heritage. From tangible to intangible now. Come on, there are a lot of people here, but they are not answering. Why? दीपक वो आई एम रेडी लिखना चाहते हो, रेड लिखा है? और 1 2 3 3 2 1 all. Durga is for sure. 3 4 1 1 2 3 all. Yes, all 4. Mumtaz Sheikh, all 4. Very good. So you remember this more than that. Durga Puja, yes. Sankirtana, yes. Kumbh Mela, yes. Garba, yes. These are the 3 latest editions. So not have something out of the box, right? Can I go back to the topic? So I'll keep on doing this. Before we end, I will do one more. Right? Now, what are the details of the Paika Rebellion? Now, the word Paika actually comes from the hereditary warriors who were there under the Gajapati rulers. For their service, they used to get tax-free land grants, and the idea is very simple. When they were here, or under this understanding by Deepak, when they were here, they were very comfortable in the understanding of how the tax-free status was there. The tax-free status is something which is very, very important. Now, when the British came, they brought with themselves permanent settlement. And when you bring in, say, permanent settlement into this sector, what happens is that the tax-free status of the Paikas was taken out. They now had to pay very high taxes on the same land which had been for decades, even centuries, in a way, been in the understanding of being tax-free. And that is where there will be multiple rebellions which will start within this sector against the British imposing the permanent settlement or the revenue settlements in that regard. Now, the Paika Rebellion as we know it, or the biggest of all, was under Bakshi Jagbandhu Vidyadhar. This is the name which basic books will give you, but his whole name was Bakshi Jagbandhu Vidyadhar Mohapatra Bharamar Rai. He was a high-ranking officer of the rulers in this sector under Mukendra Dev I, and he will rise against the British on 2nd April 1870. This rebellion will spread, but the government will crush it within few months to destroy the whole concept itself. But the idea is very simple. You, for the examination, should now know Paika, Gajapati, rulers, permanent settlement, you should also know the concept of Bakshi, Jagbandhu, Vidyadhar, and 1870. Can you remember all of this? Because this is given in every book. It is given in any standard source, be it the courseware and be it in the class. I discuss all of this. Paika Rebellion should now be in your understanding because there is a chance that you get a question on Paika. Are we sorted with regards to this? Yes or no? Because then we move on to the last topic for today. Yes, yes, no, no, yes. So what have we discussed till this point? We've discussed again Sarnath, Maratha military landscape. We've discussed Preah, Vihear. We've discussed Paika. We've discussed Piprahwa, relics. And we discussed Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Now, I'll be very clear with you with regards to one thing also, that there were other topics also, but they were so insignificant for UPSC or so obscure that I didn't pick it up. So I've taken up only the critical topics which need your attention. So please don't fall for those PCS level, very, very specific type of current affairs, specifically for art and culture. Anshu, very simply, Paika Rebellion, Gajapati rulers used to give them tax-free land grants. For centuries, they had not given that. Thereafter, when the British come, they ask for taxes, they rise. Bakshi Jagbandhu, biggest rebellion called Paika, fought, they crushed it. Now NCERT has removed it. Simple. Can I discuss the last topic? Come on. Yes or no? I need everybody's consent, sir. We are sorted. We understand it. Yes, sir. Very good. Now, last topic is a small one, but an interesting one. Jharkhand is using its mining for now tourism. And that is where, sir, NCERT changing some topics. Which one? You, Karthik. See, 1986 NCERT is considered the holy grail. But if you have Satish Chandra, if you have R.S. Sharma, and if you have Bipin Chandra, modern India, then it is basically the old NCERTs. New NCERT, exploring society, is interesting, but our past was better. Our past 6th, 7th, 8th, 11th, 12th. Or rather 12th, part 1, 2, 3. If you want to read, you can read these two if you want to. You should go for old NCERT, better. New NCERTs, a lot of topics have been removed also. Mughals don't exist now for them. Separate issue altogether. Now, Jharkhand has become the first state in India to have 2 routes or 2 circuits of mining tourism. So the idea is that the state government along with Central Coalfields Limited are now going to organize mining practices and mining community based, you can say, tourism circuits, where the history, where the mining practices all will be taken into consideration. And the project has 4 major most important objectives. This is what you have to remember. Promote alternative tourism in Jharkhand, first. Second, offer educational exposure to students and visitors so that educate them about Jharkhand's history. Highlight the cultural heritage. and create employment for the people who will be associated with this. So a new way of showing Jharkhand and very interesting way in that way. Now, before I consolidate everything, again, I want everybody's attention. I want you to answer this question. Right? If you can answer this question, we will then consolidate and end this topic or end this session in that way. Can I ask you this question? Yes or no? I can. Okay. Out of all of them, which are UNESCO intangible heritage? Tangible heritage we've already done. Which are intangible heritage? Come on, tell me. All shares Anushka. All, 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 all. All are UNESCO intangible heritage. All. All. No. The odd one out is here. Kudiyattam, Raman, Mudiyattu and Vedic chanting is. Yakshigana is not it's a theatre form from Karnataka, but it is not a UNESCO intangible heritage. So all of you are wrong. So revision. Can you do that? Yes? Okay. So before we end this session, Sarnath, Maratha military landscape, Piprahwa, the understanding of Preah Mahavir, the Jharkhand mining, and thereafter the concept related to Dravida style sample, all of this should be sorted. I don't think so, Yakshikana. Anushka, you have to check. I don't think so. Not Yashikana. I'll check it, but the last list which I remember, it isn't there. I would have to check. 13 were there. So check your source once. Last edition was Garba. After that, no edition has happened. Garba, before that Durga Puja, before that Kumbh Mela, before that Yoga. So 2024 cycle is Durga Puja. Thereafter it is the concept. It is not added. Last major edition from Gujarat from Garba. Not recognized. That is the whole point. Last major edition was Garba. Before that it was Durga Puja. Both have come in the examination. This came in, this also came. Before that it was Kumbh Mela. And before that it was Yoga. Last editions. So Anushka, I hope that it gets it. What is intangible? Intangible. See, tangible heritage, Anshu, is any heritage which you can touch, which is monuments, natural sites, or heritage sites which have physical form. They're called tangible heritages. World representative list of tangible heritages. That is called a World Heritage Site. But there are also heritage and culture which you can't touch, which is dance forms, skill, that is called intangible. So intangible concept is the concept of dance, music, skill, culture, that is. So no issues, Anushka, no issues whatsoever. So Anshu, what it is tangible has physical form, intangible is based on our culture and understanding. Right? Okay. Anyone has any question? If not, we can close this session if everything is perfectly fine. Yes. Okay. So thank you so much. We'll be back with another set of monthly current affairs for other subjects on Saturdays and Sundays. I hope that you're liking this, and I hope that you will use this opportunity to join Unacademy of the very special Independence Day offer we are running. Thank you. Take care. Sir, I have to show answer. You send it on Telegram, Anushka, or you send it over email. Works. Or you can also post it in the comment section of this session. I'll check it there also. Either way, all three works for you. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a great Sunday. See you.